What we got to do to get everlasting life? We got to keep the commandments. We got to keep the commandments. It's that simple. What's a commandment? What's a commandment? Right? We all heard of the Big Ten, right? Thou shalt not serve no other God before me. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not covet. Thou shalt not bear false witness, right? Okay, but look, what about what you eat? Is there a law on that? We do have a law on what we eat, right? What you think? Let me ask y'all a question though. Who like a good pork chop? You like a good pork chop? What about you? You don't eat pork? That's good. That's good. What about catfish? Who like catfish? You don't eat catfish? You like catfish? So you eat pork, but you don't eat catfish. You don't eat pork, but you eat catfish. Let's get into the law on that real quick. Read that.
Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 7. And the swine, though he divided the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet...
Read verse 2. Read verse 2.
Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 2. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth.
So God gave us instructions. He said, and you see, he ain't leave nothing out. He said, these are the beasts which you shall eat among all the beasts on the earth, right? So he ain't leave nothing out in this instructions right here. Read verse 7.
Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 7. And the swine, though he divided the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
You hear what that pork chop is? That pork chop unclean, sis. He said it is unclean to you. Not only is it unclean, read that. Keep reading.
Of their flesh.
Of their flesh.
Shall ye not eat.
We're not supposed to be eating that. We're not supposed to be eating that. So sis, that's a law you just learned today. We can't eat pork. As the children of Israel, we can't eat pork. And I'm going to show you why we shouldn't eat it too. But look, you say you don't eat pork, but you eat catfish, right? Now let me ask you a question. Does catfish got scales? Catfish got scales? No, it don't, right? It got fins though, right? Okay. What's up? What's your name, boss man? Drake. What's your name?
Bryson.
Marcy? Bryson. And you was out here the other day. Yeah. Hey, so look. I'm asking y'all, like I'm asking them. Do you eat pork? Y'all eat pork, bacon, pork chop, somewhat? You eat pepperoni and all that? Yeah. What about catfish? Okay. You take catfish up, look. And a lot of our people do. She just learned that we can't eat pork. The swine is unclean to us. Of their flesh we shouldn't be eating, right? Now read that in verse 9.
Leviticus 11 and 9. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever has fins and scales in the water, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
Whatever got fins and scales, you just said catfish don't got scales. It got a thick skin on it, but it don't got scales, right? So God said that the catfish is unclean to us. We shouldn't be eating that. So pork and catfish is some things that we just can't eat. But if you look in our community, we love those two things, right? We have catfish fries. Everybody like a good smothered pork chop. But that's the things that God called abominable to us. We shouldn't eat that. Why we shouldn't eat that? Because we the children of Israel. And when we break God's laws, certain things, it's a consequence to that, right? Give me Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 61. It's a consequence to when we break those laws. Even something as small as a dietary law, right? Read that. Let me see what verse.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 61. Also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law.
Let me ask y'all a question. He said every sickness and every plague. Hold on 1 second. I got to ask y'all a question. 1 second. He said every sickness and every plague that is not written in the book of this law is going to come upon us when we break these commandments. Let me ask you a question. Is hypertension written inside the book of the law? Is it written in the Bible? What about high blood pressure? Can you find that written in the Bible? What about gout? You can't find none of that, but that's the things that we get from eating those foods. So that's showing you that God made good on his word. He said, when you break my commandments, these are the things that's going to happen to you. So when we eat the swine, when we eat the catfish, that's the diseases we get. I ain't never read diabetes in the Bible, but that's something that's killing us in the black community, right? Diabetes, high blood pressure, stuff like that, and that's all coming from what we eat. Because a lot of diseases start in the stomach, and that's a clear indication that what we eat is killing us, right? That's why we got to come back to the dietary laws of God, right?
Shalom, Israel, Most High Christ bless. Officer Benaiah, IUIC Tupelo, Mississippi camp. Make sure you subscribe to IUIC Tupelo's YouTube page. Like, subscribe, share. Like, subscribe, share. And all the rest of our social media. Hey, Shalom, Most High Christ bless.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, His word.